Sometimes, the drama happening behind the scenes of a show is far more unbelievable than anything actually written in the script. And when actors can't stand being around each other, that toxic energy infects the entire production until everyone from the crew to the supporting cast is miserable. The most obvious recent example of this is what happened with the Reply 1988 cast during their 10-year reunion, where the messy fallout between former real-life couple Hyeri and Ryu Junyeol turned what once was a dream project into a full-blown nightmare that nobody wants to be involved in anymore. If you've watched Reply 1988, you already know that the hype around this drama revolved almost entirely around the electric chemistry between Hyeri and Junyeol, whose on-screen relationship became so iconic that it literally sparked one of the most intense cases of second lead syndrome in K-drama history. The two first officially met on July 8, 2015, at the very first script reading for the series, both coming in as relatively rookie actors, although Hyeri had already established herself as a member of Girls' Day and had some recognition under her belt. When filming actually kicked off at the end of July 2015, the actors started warming up to each other and established the kind of connection that would eventually translate into the screen magic that had viewers absolutely losing their minds. In the drama, Junyeol played Jong-hwan, a shy and somewhat standoffish guy who was secretly head over heels for his neighbor Duk-sun, portrayed by Hyeri. Calling their dynamic compelling would be the understatement of the century because these two left fans desperate for more with every single scene they shared. The tragedy of their storyline was that Jong-hwan severely lacked the confidence to confess his feelings to his longtime crush, and one thing led to another until Duk-sun ended up with a completely different character, leaving viewers absolutely devastated and screaming at their screens about the injustice of it all. The heartbreak was real, but fans just couldn't stop thinking about how their moments together felt so genuine and natural on screen, leaving many to wonder if there was an actual spark happening between them in real life. Of course, netizens being netizens, they absolutely couldn't let this loss go and immediately started shipping Jun, Yeol, and Hyeri in real life as well, convincing themselves that if their characters couldn't get their happy ending on screen, maybe the actors could find it together off screen. In the end, they did in fact find their happiness, but also managed to lose that, and the aftermath was absolutely brutal for everyone involved. Fans weren't entirely delusional for believing something real was brewing between them, because the signs were plastered all over social media long before any official confirmation dropped. While Reply 1988 was still airing, Hyeri and Junyeol were constantly liking each other's Instagram posts and leaving comments that had shippers convinced they were watching a real-life romance unfold in real time. The evidence kept piling up at public events where the two couldn't keep their hands off each other. Everyone knew something was up, but the official announcement didn't drop until August 2017, when Dispatch did what it does best and released an exclusive report containing photos of the two going on dates. As a result of this, both agencies confirmed what fans had been screaming about for months. Hyeri and Junyeol were in a relationship. Fans were absolutely ecstatic that their real-life ship had come true, but apparently nobody had bothered to tell their Reply 1988 castmates about the romance because Go Kyung-pyo later revealed in an interview that he had absolutely no idea they were dating and that it came as a complete shock since nothing seemed apparent on set, adding that he genuinely believed no one else in the cast knew about it either. For years, fans were obsessed with them. They were the industry's it couple, and many believed they would get married. But on November 13th, 2023, after 6 years of dating and after surviving the pressures of fame and busy schedules, a news outlet reported that their fairy tale had come to an end. Of course, these generic breakup statements left everyone desperately wondering what the actual reason was behind the split, because after 6 years together, something must have gone seriously wrong for them to call it quits when they seem so compatible. Their agencies didn't disclose any real details beyond the standard PR language. Then the craziest thing ever happened, which we all probably remember as the biggest scandal of 2024. Jun Yeol got into a new relationship with actress Han So-hee only a few months after his breakup with Hyeri. The chaos started when a Japanese tourist posted about spotting two Korean actors at a hotel pool in Hawaii and tagged it with Reply 1988 and Nevertheless, making it obvious they were talking about Jun Yeol and So-hee. While celebrity dating news is usually exciting, the timing of this particular relationship was very questionable. The problem wasn't just that Yeol had moved on quickly after being with Yeol for nearly 7 years. It was the messy, confusing timeline that made it look like Yeol was attempting to two-time. Yeol and Seohyun got into an online back-and-forth situation where they were both trying to give their own accounts of what had happened. When Yeol finally broke her silence on social media, she revealed something that completely changed how people understood the situation. She and Yeol hadn't just broken up and moved on cleanly like everyone assumed. According to Hyun, they had actually discussed giving their relationship a second shot after the initial breakup news was released, and they allegedly stopped talking after that. 4 months later, she saw the news about Yeol dating Seohyun, which felt like a complete betrayal since she thought they were potentially working things out, not that he was already pursuing someone else. Seohyun, on the other hand, had previously mentioned on her blog that she learned about Yeol and Yeri's breakup from an article back in June 2023, and she thought they had split around the beginning of that year. So if Yeri was saying they officially broke up in November and were even discussing reconciliation after that, why was Seohyun under the impression the relationship had ended way back in June? The conflicting timelines made it look like someone was lying, and unfortunately for Yeri and Seohyun, Yeol wasn't attempting to clear the rumors up. Seohyun had an entire breakdown online, continuously making posts regarding the situation, trying to clear her name while the entire internet was accusing her of being a homewrecker. Eventually, an alleged acquaintance of Hyun and Yeol's came forward, claiming that they had agreed to take a break back in February 2023 and hadn't contacted each other for months, suggesting that when they discussed getting back together, it was just a formality and Yeri should have known it was over. The whole situation left Yeri looking like she had misread her own relationship, while Yeol moved on with a new girlfriend, leaving her to deal with accusations of being bitter and delusional. Ultimately, though, Yeol got the short end of the stick, because after ending a 7-year relationship and dragging everyone through months of drama, Seohyun dumped him so fast it made everyone's heads spin. On March 30th, just weeks after the scandal had consumed Korean media, it was reported that Seohyun had ended her relationship with Yeol. Both sides quickly released statements explaining that they realized their roles as actors were the most important thing to them and that they wouldn't let personal matters affect their careers anymore. However, an exclusive report from a news outlet revealed that Seohyun had allegedly been furious with Yeol for not stepping up to help clarify the rumors and defend her when she was getting destroyed online. According to the report, Seohyun had been completely blindsided by accusations that Yeol had left Yeri specifically for her, since she genuinely believed he had already ended that relationship long before they got together. While the girls came out on top, the entire internet turned against Yeol, causing his reputation to fall apart completely. When he was announced as the lead of The 8 Show, the comments were so negative it seemed like netizens never wanted to see him on screen again. However, this scandal didn't only negatively impact his career, it also strained his relationship with the Reply 1988 cast, making what should have been a joyful reunion an impossible situation that everyone had to tiptoe around. On August 13th, 2025, a full year after the scandal had exploded, media outlets reported that the cast of Reply 1988 was planning to celebrate its 10th anniversary with a team-building trip to Gangwon-do that October, with director Shin Won-ho and writer Lee Woo-jung joining the reunion. The production company confirmed they were discussing creating content to celebrate the milestone anniversary, though they noted that no specific details had been finalized yet, which immediately made everyone wonder whether the former couple who had been the heart and soul of the drama would actually be able to show up together. Hyeri's agency, Sublime, quickly responded to the reunion reports, confirming that she would absolutely attend the possible reunion, showing that she wasn't going to let the messy breakup keep her from celebrating the show that had kickstarted her career and given her some of her best memories before everything went wrong. Yeol's agency, however, had a very different response, confirming that he wouldn't be joining the reunion, explaining that the filming of his new Netflix K-drama The Rat was getting in the way. while the official excuse sounded professional and legitimate on paper, everyone feared the real reason had nothing to do with scheduling and everything to do with how extremely awkward and uncomfortable it would be for Yeol to show up on that set and face Hyeri after everything that had gone down between them. Those fears about awkwardness ended up becoming reality because when the reunion actually happened, the production team had to go to extreme lengths to keep Hyeri and Yeol from ever being in the same room together, essentially proving that the scandal had permanently destroyed any possibility of them acting normally around each other. On November 6th, YouTube channel 15 YA shared several reunion photos featuring cast members dressed up true to the 1988 setting, which could have been really cute if it wasn't for the ex-couple situation. The photos showed Hyeri, Park Bo-gum, Lee Il-hwa, Lee Dong-hui, Go Kyung-pyo, and other cast members visibly enjoying the nostalgic reunion during what appeared to be a membership training trip. Fans immediately noticed that Yeol was missing from every single group shot. Although nobody was expecting Yeol to attend the reunion, that changed when, on October 30th, News One reported that Yeol had actually taken part in recording a special program in honor of the 10th anniversary, contradicting earlier statements that he would be completely absent due to scheduling conflicts. According to a broadcast insider, although Yeol couldn't attend the entire membership training with the cast, he had adjusted his calendar to participate in parts of the shoot, which immediately made fans wonder whether Hyeri and Yeol might actually reunite on screen after 2 years of avoiding each other. However, industry insiders were quick to shut down any speculation about an actual reunion between them, clarifying they didn't end up crossing paths whatsoever. A broadcast representative told OSIN that the main content of the anniversary special was based on the membership training footage where the cast gathered together, but Yeol only filmed an opening segment separately at a completely different time, ensuring there was zero chance of him and Hyeri being in the same space. In the end, what should have been a celebration of one of K-drama's most beloved shows was completely ruined by a relationship that ended so badly that two professional actors couldn't even pretend to be civil for a few hours of filming. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to not miss any new videos. If the Reply 1989 cast struggled with off-screen drama, they weren't the only ones. Plenty of actors have faced downright terrible experiences on set. Filming a K-drama is a dream come true for many actors, but in some cases, what was supposed to be a great experience turned into a real nightmare. In some cases, actors had an awful time on set because of conflicts with the production team. This is what happened, for example, to Go Hyun in 2018, when she starred in the drama return, or actually only in the first half of the show, as she had to step down from her role while filming. Everything went well at first, and she filmed several episodes of the series without any issue. However, as filming went on, Hyun started to feel like her character, who was the female lead, didn't have enough screen time. Also, over time, the drama's direction started to shift, and Hyun kept disagreeing with the production team's decisions, so the tension on set kept rising. In the end, Hyun confronted the series' director about the many issues she had with the production team. This resulted in a huge fight, and according to some reports, during the confrontation, Hyun ended up physically attacking the director. Following this incident, the production team of Return reported that the conflict was so intense that it was impossible for Hyun to keep working on the series, so they kicked her out midway through filming. Hyun agency partially denied the reports and commented by saying that there was no physical confrontation, but admitted that she had a verbal conflict with the director and shoved him, while other witnesses told reporters that she also kicked him. In the end, Hyun was replaced by Park Jin-hee, who filmed the remaining episodes. Instead, a different kind of internal conflict caused a lot of problems for the entire cast of the 2016 drama Cheese in the Trap. The show is based on a very popular webtoon, and so fans expected the drama adaptation to follow the original story closely, and there was a lot of anticipation about the series. However, after it started to air, it became clear pretty soon that the drama was taking a different direction, and viewers began to to express their dissatisfaction. Things got much worse when the author of the original webtoon, Seung-ki, expressed her thoughts on the issue. She explained that she wanted the drama to have a different feel to the webtoon, but things got out of hand pretty quickly, and the production team of the series didn't even contact her to talk about the new plot. She added that she kept having conflicts with the producers and had a lot of issues not only about the plot, but also about the staff's attitude. As the conflict between the original author and the production team got more heated, this reflected negatively on the cast, which included Kim Go-eun and Park Hae-jin acting as the leading couple. Hae-jin's agency expressed their dissatisfaction about what was going on with Cheese in the Trap with a cryptic Instagram post that read, "The filming set, which is an actor's second home, should be holy." Hae-jin later talked about his disappointment, explaining that he was looking forward to portraying the mysterious character of the webtoon, but he ended up having to act in a completely different way. He also added that he was very disappointed at the fact that he worked hard to film several scenes which were ultimately cut from the show, and this resulted in the drama having various plot holes. Hae-jin also expressed regret at the fact that he wasn't able to have great chemistry with his co-star Go-eun, and again blamed the issue on the script that was given to him by the producers. Despite being massively disappointed, Hae-jin wished success for the drama, and he soon moved on to other projects. Another celebrity who went through a lot of trouble while working on a drama is without a doubt Seohyun of Girls' Generation. In 2018, she starred in the series Time alongside Kim Jong-hyun, but it was immediately clear that there were some behind-the-scenes issues between the two leads. When they appeared together at a press conference to promote the show, Jung-hyun appeared unusually grim and refused to link arms with Seohyun while taking a picture with her. Fans noticed his weird behavior, and things only got worse a few weeks later when Jung-hyun suddenly left the drama. His agency explained that he had to step down from his role because of serious health reasons, arguing that he needed physical and psychological rest. Because of his sudden departure, the production team of Time then had to drastically change the script to remove Jung-hyun's character. Many fans were initially concerned about Jung-hyun until 2021, when the truth behind what happened on the set of Time was finally revealed. In the midst of a dispute between Jung-hyun and his agency, the company revealed that he left Time in 2018 because of issues involving a woman and not because of health problems. Soon afterwards, it was revealed that the real issue was that Jung-hyun refused to film 13 scenes involving any kind of physical interaction with Seohyun, and it was all caused by his then-girlfriend, So Ye-ji. According to the original script of the show, the leading couple was supposed to hug, kiss, and have physical interaction in several scenes, but the story had to be changed again and again because Jung-hyun kept refusing to film anything too intimate. Staff members who worked on Time explained that Jung-hyun kept acting weird on set, and he was very insistent with his demands. Also, if he didn't get what he wanted, he would apparently throw a tantrum, making everyone around him embarrassed and uncomfortable, especially Seohyun, who had to see her co-star refusing to interact with her again and again. These revelations caused a huge controversy and a lot of backlash against Jung-hyun and Ye-ji, who had instructed her boyfriend to remove all the skinship scenes he was supposed to film. Because of this, Seohyun had an awful experience on set, but in the end, she was still able to complete the drama. Meanwhile, Ye-ji herself had previously faced a horrible time on set while working on another drama. In 2017, she starred as the female lead of Save Me, in which she played the role of a woman trapped in a religious cult in which violence and dark secrets are common. To immerse herself in the character, Ye-ji moved out of her house, and she lived alone for 2 weeks before filming began, spending most of her time indoors listening to depressing music. This helped her understand her character better, but also severely impacted Ye-ji's mental health. She revealed that over the 4 months that she spent filming Save Me, she experienced sleep paralysis almost every night, and she often had nightmares in which she was chased or people were banging on her door. Ye-ji explained that she deeply regretted her decision to live as her character while filming, and she ended up developing depression while on set. This experience was so traumatizing that she had to take a long break after filming Save Me, and she only returned to acting several months later. Something similar also happened to Choi Min-sik, who also suffered from mental health issues while filming. He's one of the most successful Korean actors of all time, and he has often played unnerving characters and starred in several horror movies. However, his role in the 2010 action thriller movie I Saw the Devil was something else entirely. In this movie, he played the part of of a bus driver who takes the lives of several people in brutal ways and commits many other heinous acts. The movie was even restricted in Korea for its disturbing content, and the director was forced to re-edit the film for its theatrical release, removing various scenes. In fact, the movie had some moments that were so horrible that even a veteran actor like Min-shik felt nauseous while filming, despite knowing that it was all fake. He even confessed that he had to throw up after a particularly disturbing scene because he simply couldn't hold it in any longer. Despite these issues, Min-shik did his best to immerse himself in his character, but he got so much into it that his personality started to change. While he was working on the movie, he started to have a lot of violent thoughts about the people around him, and the experience freaked him out. When the unsettling thoughts got out of hand, Min-shik had to seek psychiatric help, and only after months of therapy was he able to return to his normal life. After this horrible experience, Min-shik admitted that he would never play another similar role again. Another actress who had an awful experience while on set because of her disturbing role in a drama is Yeol. Between 2022 and 2023, she starred in the popular series The Glory, in which she played the part of a younger version of the main antagonist of the drama. Yeol earned a lot of praise for this role, but the critical acclaim came at a heavy cost. Because of her role, she had to film various scenes in which she was hurting and mistreating the protagonist of the show, and her character's actions were so horrible that she started questioning herself. Yeol revealed that while filming, she was forced to break character numerous times, and on some occasions she had to stop after seeing her co-star crying out in pain, even though she knew it was all fake. The most traumatizing moment for Yeol was when she had to film a scene in which her character was hurting her classmate with a curling iron, and she confessed that the entire experience gave her nightmares. While filming, Yeol became so sensitive that she couldn't even fall asleep without wearing earplugs, and it took her a long time to recover and sleep normally again. In the end, she was able to overcome the issues she had while filming The Glory, but the memories of how horrible this experience was have never left her. And sometimes, behind-the-scenes chaos isn't just personal, it can doom an entire drama before it even airs, like Tempest. Tempest is one of the most anticipated new series of the year, but even before airing its first episode, the show is already controversial as issues between the leads have reportedly arisen behind the scenes. Tempest is a spy romance drama that focuses on seasoned diplomat So Moon-ju, played by Hyun. Thanks to her sharp judgment and decisive action, she has gained the trust of many of their colleagues in the international community, but when she uncovers a web of political maneuvering and dark secrets that involve North and South Korea, she finds herself in serious danger. Moon-ju finds an unexpected ally in Baek San-ho, who's played by Kang Dong-won and works as a mercenary operating in the shadows. Together, Moon-ju and San-ho risk their lives to uncover the truth while navigating a treacherous world of power, deception, and buried conspiracies. As soon as this show was announced, it captured the attention of many K-drama fans, not only for its compelling premise, but also for its two leads. People couldn't believe that Taecyeon and Dong-won, who are the same age, were finally paired together in their 40s, as netizens wanted to see them act alongside each other for the longest time. Even Ji-hyun's mother-in-law joined in on the fun and helped increase the hype for the new show, as she shared an Instagram story stating that Ji-hyun and Dong-won were her favorite combination of actors. Another reason why netizens couldn't wait for this show is that both leads rarely act in dramas. During her almost 30-year-long career, Ji-hyun only took part in a handful of dramas, and her last appearance was in the 2021 show Jirisan. Meanwhile, Dong-won has spent most of his time working on movies, and his last appearance in a drama happened in the very early days of his career over 20 years ago, when he took a main role in the 2004 show Magic. Meanwhile, the show also gained attention because of its two directors, Kim Hee-won and Ho Myung-hae. Hee-won is best known for her outstanding work on the hit K-drama Queen of Tears, while Myung-hae gained recognition after directing the hugely successful movie The Roundup Punishment in 2024. Many netizens are curious to see what the combination of these two great directors could mean for the direction of Tempest. With the release of the first episode scheduled for September 10th, several teasers were shown to increase the hype for the upcoming drama, drama. However, not all of these were received positively. In particular, several netizens criticized the main international poster of the series, which went viral for being very old-fashioned and with a somewhat tacky aesthetic. In fact, many joked that the poster looks like it came straight out of the 1990s and looks too cheeky. This hasn't really hurt the hype for the new series, and fans still can't wait to see Ji-hyun and Dong-won together. The directors of the show also increased expectations, stating that when the two leads are acting alongside each other, they exude an aura that makes them seem invincible. They also revealed that both Ji-hyun and Dong-won proved to be very passionate about their roles and reportedly elevated their characters thanks to their boldness and fearlessness. Knowing this, fans loved to see the subtle tension and intense gazes between the leads that were shown in some stills unveiled to promote the drama. However, few could have ever imagined that the tension between Ji-hyun and Dong-won was very real. According to multiple sources and industry insiders, tension has been brewing between the two leads of Tempest since the early days of filming, slowly turning into a serious battle of pride. Apparently, the issues between Ji-hyun and Dong-won have mostly centered on billing order and screen time, as both of them tried to secure a top placement in the credits. Reportedly, the dispute between Ji-hyun and Dong-won began with both of them arguing about who should be named first when promoting the show and how much prominence each of them should have in the promotional material. The fact that initially the show was promoted with Ji-hyun's name being mentioned first led to some discussion online about how big the role of Dong-won was, with some speculating that he had a much less important role than expected and likely a smaller screen time. Following these discussions online, producers allegedly went through several changes in the credits order internally before settling on showing the names Jun Ji-hyun and Kang Dong-won in this order, but next to each other instead of putting one above the other. Some of the promotional material, including a few different versions of the posters, even avoided the issue, removing every name. While the order of the names in the promotional material might seem just like a minor issue to international fans, in the Korean entertainment industry, this is always a sensitive matter. Especially in the K-drama world, which actor is named first is regarded as a major point of pride, as whoever ends up being the second name is often interpreted as having a supporting or less important role. This apparently also happens when a show is promoted as having two leads, with many netizens and industry insiders believing that the real star is whoever is named first. One production insider explained how important this issue really is, revealing that many top stars want to be the first name on the credits, and this often causes issues behind the scenes. According to the same industry insider, in some cases, the disagreements can become so severe that top stars even withdraw from projects altogether if their name isn't listed as the first one. This time, the issues weren't as severe apparently, but there was still quite a lot of tension about who would be named first in the credits. This disagreement was allegedly complicated by other behind-the-scenes issues. The main problem is that one of the co-producers of the project is Studio AA, in which Dong-won holds a stake. So it has been speculated that Studio AA has pushed to list Dong-won as the first name in the credits, and this could have increased the tension on the set. Also, another important issue is just how much is at stake with this project. Tempest is a high-budget Disney production, and apparently a ton of money was spent on elaborate sets and special effects, while the complex action scenes of the show also proved to be difficult to pull off. Following a recent slump in the success of Disney Plus shows, the streaming giant is reportedly expecting Tempest to be hugely popular. If this proves to be true, whoever is considered to be the main star of the show will likely get most of the credit for making the drama successful, and will probably also earn much more money than their co-star. Some have speculated that this issue has also contributed to the tension behind the scenes, pushing both of the leads to argue that they're the main star of the series. Making things even worse, both leads are probably under a lot of pressure to do well in this new show. Ji-hyun's latest drama, Jirisan, wasn't well received, and despite its huge budget, it got a lot of negative reviews. In particular, netizens heavily criticized Ji-hyun's acting, which many found to be a bit awkward and disappointing. Meanwhile, Dongwon's long absence from dramas made many netizens skeptical about his abilities, and his latest movies have underperformed and received a lot of negative reviews, making him even more desperate for a huge hit. So both of them surely want to show a great performance as the main star of a popular series. In the end, the two names of the leads appear next to each other in most of the promotional material, but Hyun is still named first. One way this issue might have been solved is related to the career path of the two leads. When in doubt, Koreans always resort to age when deciding who's regarded as more important, as younger people are expected to respect their elders and give way to them. In this case, this wasn't really possible, as both leads were born in 1981, although Dongwon was born in January while Hyun was born in October. However, they're still regarded as having the same age, so the producers likely moved to the second most important characteristic after age for Koreans, which is work experience. This is where the difference between the leads finally arises. Hyun began her career in the entertainment industry as a model in 1997, and she made her K-drama debut the following year. Dongwon followed a similar path, but a bit later in life. He started out as a model in 2000, and he began his acting career in 2003. Since they're the same age, but Hyun began her career earlier than Dongwon, it's very likely that she was named first in the credits because of seniority, and in Korean society, it's hard to argue against this. Nevertheless, it's hard to tell how much this issue has affected the relationship between the leads and whether the real-life tension between them was reflected by their performance. Now that reports about the behind-the-scenes issues have been revealed, Tempest has become the talk of the K-drama world even more so than before. In fact, this issue might have made netizens even more curious about the show, and many can't wait to see how Hyun and Dongwon will act when they're together. While some shows fail due to production issues, others unravel because of the personal drama surrounding their stars, even ones modeled after big names like Kim Seohyun. Disney Plus's K-drama Knockoff has been suddenly scrapped with no comeback in sight, throwing the entire production into chaos. What's worse, the cast is turning on each other, especially Kim Seohyun, who's apparently being blamed for destroying everything they built. Originally announced in August, Knockoff was shaping up to be one of Disney Plus's biggest K-dramas. The story followed Seohyun as Kim Sung-joon, a regular office worker who loses everything during the 1997 financial crisis, only to climb his way up to the top of the counterfeit underworld. His character was set to clash with Song Hye-jong, played by Jo Boa, an ex-girlfriend turned special judicial officer tasked with cracking down on counterfeit goods. With direction from Park Hyun-suk, a star-studded cast including Yoo Jae-myung, Lee Jung-gun, Kwon Nara, and Park Se-hwan, and a staggering 60 billion won budget, expectations were sky high. A huge chunk of that budget reportedly went straight to Soo-hyun's fee, banking on his post-Queen of Tears fame to drive international success. The show was planned as an 18-episode two-parter, with the first half ready for an April 2025 launch, but just as everything was coming together, Soo-hyun's scandal hit and the entire project came crashing down. At first, everything looked normal. The drama was still filming, Soo-hyun was spotted on set for season 2, and the release date hadn't changed. Even insiders told Osin that production was running smoothly with no signs of stopping. But behind the scenes, things were boiling over. Fans were furious as many believed Disney was turning a blind eye, desperate to protect their investment in a show that had already cost a fortune. Swapping out Soo-hyun wasn't realistic at that point, but viewers couldn't believe the company wasn't taking the situation seriously. The backlash grew so loud that K-drama fans launched a boycott, determined to make it clear they didn't want Soo-hyun fronting such a major series. As many predicted, Disney's refusal to properly address the scandal ended up backfiring. While they stayed quiet and tried to move forward as if nothing had happened, the drama's sponsors were already getting uneasy about the growing backlash. Then, on March 21st, the production team officially announced that Knockoff would be delayed indefinitely. Despite season 1 already being completed, there were now talks of scrapping the project entirely or possibly recasting it. Unsurprisingly, Soo-hyun was at the center of it all. With every brand cutting ties and the controversy still ongoing, the drama became yet another production pulling away from him. To make things worse, reports claimed he might even have to pay large penalty fees due to the suspension. By April 23rd, the cast and crew were notified that filming had been halted with no restart date in sight. Between sponsor pressure, fan boycotts, and Disney's growing concerns, it became clear that the drama couldn't continue as originally planned, not with with the current cast and not with the scenes they had already filmed. Ever since the drama was shelved, people have been asking the same question. Do any of the cast members resent Seohyun for sinking a project they spent months working on? Well, all signs point to actress Choi Giri possibly feeling that way. Giri's career was just starting to take off. She had a few small roles after debuting in Uncle back in 2021, where she played one of the daughters of the main characters. From there, she slowly built up her filmography with appearances in Rookie Cops, Behind Every Star, and Battle for Happiness. But her big moment came with Marry My Husband, where, even in a supporting role, she gained attention and love from viewers for her performance. Being cast as Soohyun's younger sister in Knockoff looked like the next step in her rise. It was the kind of role that could have solidified her status and opened doors to bigger projects, but instead she filmed an entire series that may never see the light of day, all because of a scandal she had nothing to do with. And it's not just about the lost screen time. Giri and Seohyun are the same age, and although Giri didn't enter the industry as a child star, the fact that someone her age may have suffered at the hands of someone as powerful as Seohyun, someone she was supposed to work closely with, must have hit hard. Even if she hasn't said anything publicly, many suspect she might be carrying a lot of anger over how things turned out, and honestly, who could blame her? Actress Kim Si-eun's situation is just as puzzling, maybe even more. Like Giri, she's fairly new to acting, though she did pop up in variety shows as a kid. Her first real acting gig was Sweet Revenge in 2017, and she had a few supporting roles in the critically acclaimed movie Next Sohee and the drama run On. But everything changed last year when she played player 095 Kim Young-mi in Squid Game 2. That role finally gave her mainstream recognition, and people expected her to explode in popularity. So when she was announced as part of the Knockoff cast, it seemed like a natural next step. A rising star fresh off Squid Game joining a huge budget series alongside Seohyun, it looked like a guaranteed career boost. But then without warning, reports claimed that Si-eun had suddenly dropped out and the newcomer Bong Hyorin would be taking her place. No one really knows what happened, as there was no clear explanation, just that she was out. That didn't sit right with fans. Why would she walk away from her first project since Squid Game, especially one with so much hype and a star like Seohyun leading it? At this point, it was normal that theories started flying. Some speculated that Seohyun himself had her removed, but that didn't make much sense since Si-eun is signed under his own agency, Gold Medalist. Cutting her would reflect badly on him and the company. Others guessed she left for a different project, but months have passed and there's been no news about anything new. And if she did leave by choice, people still wonder if it had something to do with Seohyun personally. After all, he co-founded Gold Medalist with his cousin Lee Sarang, and now that he's caught up in a scandal that's shaking the entire industry, the agency is barely staying afloat. With Seohyun as their main source of income, the company is reportedly on the verge of collapse, and that puts Si-eun's future in jeopardy too. She hasn't said a word publicly, but in this situation, what could she even say? Kwon Nara might be one of the people hit hardest by everything surrounding Seohyun, and not just once, but twice. You might know her from her time in the K-pop group Hello Venus, or from her solid acting resume with roles in Suspicious Partner, My Mister, and Itaewon Class. She's been slowly building her career in the drama world, and Knockoff was supposed to be her big 2025 project. She was cast as Moon Yubin, a character who designs knockoff luxury bags, a pretty unique and interesting role. However, as we mentioned, the drama is now in limbo. It hasn't officially been scrapped, but with all the backlash surrounding Seohyun, things aren't looking good. Even if the drama does manage to air, it'll probably face serious viewer boycott, and that could hurt Nara's image too, especially since this was the only role she had lined up this year. It's not just a missed opportunity, it could have career consequences, and sadly this isn't even the first time Seohyun's work has indirectly messed with hers. Back in 2024, Nara starred in The Midnight Studio. It had a solid plot, a talented cast, and a good time slot, but it happened to air during the same period as Queen of Tears, which starred Seohyun, and as expected, his drama completely overshadowed hers. The Midnight Studio ended up with a disappointing 2.09% average rating and just under 500,000 viewers per episode. Not because it was bad, but because it couldn't compete. So now, looking at the pattern, it's understandable if Nara isn't exactly thrilled with how things have played out. Her last drama got buried because of Seohyun's popularity, and now her next one might never air because of his scandal. At this point, no one would blame her for being more than a little upset. Jo Boa might be one of the cast members who lost the most from the drama falling apart. She wasn't just another face in the lineup, she was one of the leads playing Song Hye-jong opposite Seohyun. A lot of fans were excited to see the two together on screen, and it was clear this project was a major milestone for her. Boa hadn't done a drama since Destined with You, which wrapped in October 2023. Then, in October 2024, she got married to her longtime non-celebrity boyfriend. So Knockoff was meant to be her big return after marriage, a fresh chapter in both her personal and professional life. That made it even more significant. In fact, she was so committed to the project that she reportedly postponed her honeymoon just to focus on filming. She even spoke warmly about working with Seohyun, despite it being their first time acting together. According to her, he made things easier on set, helped her relax, and his performance helped her dive deeper into her own character. It sounded like everything was lining up for this drama to be something special, but then the scandal hit and now all that work might never be seen. And though Boa has since moved on and is currently appearing in the Netflix series Dear Hongrong, which is now likely to be considered her post-marriage comeback instead, it's hard not to imagine how disappointed she must be. The drama was supposed to be her moment, and it got taken away. On top of that, learning about Seohyun's alleged involvement with Seohyun and the disturbing claims surrounding it must have been shocking, especially after trusting and praising him so publicly. Even if she hasn't said anything, she probably feels betrayed on more than one level. So far, Boa is the only Knockoff cast member who's been publicly asked about the scandal and its impact on the drama. As mentioned, she's currently starring in another project called Dear Hongrong, which is a mystery melodrama set during the Joseon era. The story centers on Hongrong, a powerful merchant family's long-lost son who returns after 12 years with no memories, while his half-sister Jae-yi suspects something's off about him. When interviewed about the delay of the drama caused by Seohyun's scandal, Boa carefully chose her words. She said she was worried her comments might unintentionally hurt someone, so she preferred to stay quiet on the matter for now. She went on, "Knockoff is a project we all worked hard on. Everyone was enthusiastic and it's filled with love and effort. I hope that someday people will recognize that work and that it will have a good outcome." Even when asked about her honeymoon, which we mentioned she missed because of the shoot, Boa remained extra cautious and kept her responses to a minimum. Her remarks, though subtle, were enough to confirm that the uncertainty surrounding Knockoff has been just as difficult for the cast and crew as it has been for fans awaiting its release. It also seemed like she didn't want to speak negatively of her co-star or the project, in case it went live either way and she was hit with a ton of criticism. However, she seemed to be glad that Dear Hongrong is her comeback project, and she seems to have had a lot of fun being a part of it. Right now, Knockoff's future is really up in the air. Given everything going on, it doesn't look like the drama will be released anytime soon, if ever. If Seohyun's scandal somehow gets cleared up, there's a chance the show could still come out, especially since so much money has already been invested. But even then, it could face heavy boycotts and fail badly. We'll just have to wait and see how things unfold, so stay tuned for updates. And it's not just actors. The crew often has their own skeletons to hide, as seen behind the scenes of When Life Gives You Tangerines. When Life Gives You Tangerines quickly became one of the most watched and beloved K-dramas of the past few years, but now several disturbing behind-the-scenes details are emerging, which are changing netizens' perception of this drama. The controversy exploded on May 26th when a representative from a prop company that worked on When Life Gives You Tangerines called out the production team of the show. In their statement, they said that their company's staff was stationed on the set, but was basically called only to keep an eye on what was going on, as the production team had zero skills in operating the retro buses and other large props that were used on the show. They continued by saying that the production team's incompetence resulted in many props that were made or rented specifically for the drama ending up being damaged. The prop company representative then brought up an example of how irresponsible the production team was on the set. They claimed that they caught the production team using lacquer from ironwork stores to stencil a rented bus. The prop company staff tried to explain that this wouldn't work, adding that since most of the properties used on the show were rented, anything that could cause permanent change or damage to the props wasn't allowed. However, the production team insisted on doing things their own way and cursed out the prop company staff. After ignoring all the warnings, the production team ended up damaging the rented bus. These revelations quickly went viral online, and soon various extras who worked on the show came out with their own accounts, claiming that they were mistreated by the production team. One of them shared some particularly worrying details, claiming that at one point the producers forced all the extras to shave their heads without notifying them that they needed to do this and without asking for their consent. Apparently, the production team justified this decision by saying that it was a matter of convenience, as the staff considered wigs to be too bothersome. The same extra then explained that despite the fact that When Life Gives You Tangerines was a high-budget Netflix production, nothing was provided to those working on the show, and even basic amenities were missing. They explained that people were basically forced to starve and no food at all was provided, not even a food truck or a tea table. They also added that they were only thrown into a random restaurant after starving for several hours and were told to eat as quickly as possible and return to the set within 30 minutes. Also, elderly extras were apparently often neglected and forced to remain exposed to the cold weather for a long time. They also claimed that the production team didn't provide any warm clothing during the winter shoots, despite promising to do so, and even told the extras that they couldn't wear inner thermal layers because it would supposedly disrupt the visual silhouette of their costumes. The extra claimed that this doesn't make sense, as no one would even notice that the people in the background had some more layers. Being forced to stay out in the cold had negative effects on the health of various people who worked on the drama, and in one case, a cast member had to be escorted to a heater to avoid health risks. The netizen who revealed all these details also said that the extras were basically treated like slaves, and the production team only prioritized the main cast members, spending all the money on them and trying to save as much as possible at the expense of everyone else's safety and health. Another account by a person who allegedly worked on the show revealed more details about what was happening on the set. One netizen claimed that there was a staff shortage and they had to help with driving despite not being hired for that role. The same person also claimed that they weren't paid at all and were often verbally mistreated. They then questioned how the production team could be short on money when they had a budget of over $43 million, and they did everything to save money, including lowering rental costs, paying low wages, and not paying those who worked overtime. The same netizen also stated that at one point they had to shoot in 3 different cities on 3 consecutive days and moved using different buses, but they weren't provided with a place to stay during the night, so they had to pay for their own accommodation. They also alleged that there was almost no food on the set and they were only given a burger and a soda for dinner. Also, there was apparently no waiting area, so extras and staff members had to eat outside, spending hours in freezing temperatures. In light of all these disturbing accusations, netizens revisited some behind-the-scenes details that were revealed after the end of the series. In fact, the first signs that something was wrong happened on the set a few weeks after the drama aired its final episode. On April 19th, a person who allegedly worked on the set of the show as a space designer revealed an interesting behind-the-scenes story. The staff member said that during a particularly hectic shoot, they accidentally left their iPad next to the male lead, Park Bo-gum, and the entire scene was filmed with the out-of-place tablet clearly visible. Despite this, the director still approved the scene, but Bo-gum then noticed that something was wrong. Instead of pointing fingers at the staff members, Bo-gum told the director that his acting was a bit off and that he wanted to film the scene again. Then he removed the iPad and gave it back to the staff member, telling them, "It didn't get caught, don't worry." When this story was revealed, most netizens praised Bo-gum's kindness, but some instead questioned whether he was trying to protect the staff from potential negative repercussions. Many netizens quickly forgot this story, but now it has resurfaced, and what at first seemed like a genuine act of kindness has taken a completely different twist. Because of the latest revelations, many netizens now take this incident as a sign that the producers were also mistreating the staff members, to the point that they were terrified of the consequences of making a small mistake. Another series of statements that paint a worrying picture of the producers' practices came from actress Nam Kwon-ah, who had a minor role as a housekeeper in When Life Gives You Tangerines. Her quirky character quickly became a fan favorite among viewers, and with her fame now now on the rise, she was asked about her experience filming the drama and how she ended up getting the role. Kwon-ah revealed that the initial message inviting her to audition for the show came unusually late, at around 10 or 11 p.m. At first, this made her feel uneasy, to the point that she started to wonder whether the message was legit. Nevertheless, she decided to trust the message, as she didn't want to miss a life-changing opportunity of starring alongside popular celebrities such as Bogum and IU. However, things got worse when she arrived at the audition location. Kwon-ah explained that there were no cameras at all and the director was completely alone. In the end, Kwon-ah described her weird audition as a fun experience, but now netizens are taking this as yet another example of the production team being unprofessional and incompetent. With all these revelations and more accusations of negligence and mistreatment being directed at the production team of When Life Gives You Tangerines, netizens are now outraged and many are asking for accountability. The team behind the show hasn't responded at all to the allegations, but after days of silence, Netflix finally addressed the issue. On May 28th, a Netflix representative told reporters that they're investigating all the accusations and are working closely with the team of When Life Gives You Tangerines to understand what really happened on the set and whether the accusations are true. They have also added that they're working on improving working conditions to prevent similar incidents from happening again. Unfortunately, these kinds of problems aren't a new issue for K-dramas, and for years, staff members and extras have complained about poor working conditions and the huge pay gaps between those who work on the show and the leading stars. Netflix, in particular, has been blamed for making things worse, and when in 2023 it was revealed that the streaming platform was barely paying a few $100s to supporting actors, there was an uproar among netizens. However, it seems like Netflix has done nothing to solve these issues, and judging by the latest reports on When Life Gives You Tangerines, it looks like things have only gotten worse. Another issue that has been going on for a while is how production companies try to save money on the staff in order to increase the salaries of the main actors. For years, there have been reports of companies hiring fewer staff members to save money and giving them temporary contracts with low salaries and bad working conditions, and this seems to be exactly what happened in When Life Gives You Tangerines. Now that netizens are discovering the cruel reality behind this drama, many are starting to look at When Life Gives You Tangerines under a different light, and all the controversies that now surround the show might hurt its popularity. Drama off-screen can rival drama on-screen, and the Glory had more behind-the-scenes conflicts than fans ever knew.
Just hours before the premiere of the second season of The Glory, the show's director Ahn Gyul-ho was embroiled in a controversy regarding his unsettling past. On March 10th, various news outlets shared reports that the director was accused of being a perpetrator of school mistreatment. The accusations came from an anonymous netizen who stated that they didn't know how to feel about Ahn Gyul-ho directing a show centered around a teenager that gets tormented in school when he himself once took part in it too. The netizen added that they're unable to forgive Gyul-ho for directing a show like The Glory, which is centered around something the director is guilty of himself. According to the netizen, Gyul-ho tormented him while they attended middle school in 1996. The netizen was allegedly in middle school while Gyul-ho was already a high school senior attending a local high school in the Philippines. The netizen also mentioned that at that time, Gyul-ho was dating a middle schooler. The netizen admitted that he and his friends teased and made fun of Gyul-ho's then girlfriend. Allegedly, once Gyul-ho found out about his then girlfriend being made fun of by the netizen and his friends, Gyul-ho asked to see him, and once the group of friends arrived, they were reportedly attacked by the director. The netizen added that the attack came from Gyul-ho and about 10 of his other friends. The netizen recalled, "At the time, I was too scared to count, but there were about 10 people, including director Ahn. We were then attacked." Allegedly, Gyul-ho interrogated them, and when he didn't get any answers, he threatened to hurt the netizen and his friends with a knife. The attack supposedly lasted for about 2 hours. The netizen shared that it wasn't easy for him to finally come forward about what happened, adding that he was afraid of the consequences he could possibly face. The netizen stated, "There were many instances of controversies regarding celebrities who were alleged to be the perpetrators, in which case the victims had to endure additional intimidation. Because I don't live in Korea, I wasn't worried about myself, but I was afraid for my friends in Korea." Apparently, the netizen currently lives in America and decided to come forward about his past after he was encouraged by his friends. After the whole incident with Gyul-ho happened, it affected their school as a whole, and the relationship between seniors and juniors changed. The netizen recalled, "Before that, we were all close because we grew up together. However, after the incident, we were hit for not showing respect or for not bowing to our sunbaes properly." The netizen finished his statement by promising he would provide testimonies and evidence from their friends if Gilho denies the accusations. The netizen also called Gilho a shameless person. As always, these accusations stirred up a lot of discussions across social media. Surprisingly, a lot of people seemed to be on Gilho's side because they noticed one important thing. The netizen admitted that he and his friends made fun of and teased Gilho's then-girlfriend, which some netizens didn't find right. One netizen commented, "What the dude have said must have really angered the director back then. If you make fun of someone precious, don't expect anything less than a punch in the face. This victim is not innocent." Another netizen said, "You expected him to smile and let you off after belittling his girlfriend right in front of his face? LOL." Another one commented, "Sounds like the victim just got educated for his actions." A few hours after the accusations went pretty viral, Yonhap news agency reported that the director spoke to them and denied physically harming anyone during his high school days in the Philippines. The director stated, "It is true that I attended school in the Philippines in 1996, but I never hurt anyone. I do not recall ever teaming up on someone and hurting them." The situation got more interesting when Gilho's then-girlfriend, identified as B, decided to come forward and confirm that the attack did happen. She also clarified that she was never teased to the point Gilho needed to attack someone. She stated, "Contrary to what people think, my friends didn't tease me to the extremes. It was more like the usual joking around and bickering among friends. If I knew my friends would be hurt like that, I wouldn't have told him about it at all." According to B, Gilho actually used to be teased as well. Her friends used to call the director Angilo, which translates to not long in Korean, but B confirmed that it was not an innuendo. The term they used referred to Gilho's short legs because apparently it was trendy back then to have discussions about short and long legs. Another witness came forward claiming that they attended the same school as the netizen and Gilho. In a report, they shared that the incident wasn't anything minor and that the director couldn't have possibly forgotten about it. They shared, "People were seriously injured after that incident. It was a widely mentioned incident across the school at the time, and I don't think it is possible that An does not remember." On March 12th of 2023, Gilho's legal representative came forward and confirmed that the incident truly happened. They said, "Knowing that his girlfriend was teased at school because of him, he was suddenly overwhelmed with emotions, causing him to hurt others and leave an unforgettable wound for them." The legal representative asked for forgiveness from people who were affected on Gilho's behalf, and Gilho apologized for causing a controversy through his lawyer. Gilho also mentioned that it took some time to check the facts as the incident happened so long ago, and everyone involved recalled the details of the incident differently. After everything that came out, the netizens weren't so supportive of Gilho anymore. A lot of them found it wrong of Gilho to attack someone when his then-girlfriend wasn't even teased that badly, and it was all supposedly just bickering. They also didn't like how the director lied about not remembering the whole incident when in reality, he did. Although Gilho was angered by how his girlfriend was treated, it seems like his actions weren't justified and he crossed the line. You might have heard about the so-called the glory effect. In January of 2023, popular Thai actor Om Pawat released a public apology for hurting his classmates in school. A lot of netizens believed that the glory was the driving force behind Om coming forward. Om had his breakthrough in the industry in 2021 when he starred in the BL drama Bad Buddy. Immediately, he gained himself a dedicated and loving fan base, but it all started to crumble when earlier in 2023, he was accused by multiple schoolmates of hurting them in school. Apparently, Om used to tease an autistic student, mock the female students in their school, and even threw a soda at one of the students. A week after the accusations went viral, Om posted an apology explaining that he used to play pranks as a student and apologized to the victim's parents as well. Many netizens, and even some of his fans, found his apology insincere. What angered people the most was Om obviously trying to paint the incident as just boys being boys. There were people who also believed that Om decided to come forward because of the huge influence The Glory has had since it's been released. The series had a strong social impact in South Korea, and netizens believe the same thing also happened in Thailand, where the show was the most watched series on Netflix during the first week of January. Om was hit with the accusations just a few days before The Glory started to become extremely popular in Thailand. The show definitely didn't hold back in portraying just how gruesome and severe it can be, and people can hopefully understand why Korea is so harsh on people who face these accusations. Even now, the situation in Korean schools isn't good, and students are hurt and tormented by others on a daily basis. Not only can it have a lasting effect on their physical health, their mental health suffers the most. most. With how severe the situation is getting, one would think that the school authorities would step up and try to prevent the situation, but that isn't happening. The issue has been brought to the Korean public's attention once again after Chung Son-shin was appointed as the new chief of the National Office of Investigation. The prosecutor turned lawyer only spent a day in his position and decided to resign after it was reported that his son intentionally hurt his roommate back in 2017. What's worse is that Chung Son-shin helped his son so he wasn't punished for what he did. The Glory highlights the heartbreaking reality of some Korean schools, but it also sheds light on how students are often ignored by their teachers or other officials when they decide to ask for help. The president of the Seoul School Teachers Union, Park Kun-byung, talked about the situation with the Korea Times. He said, "Many of the legal professionals don't even attend the committee meetings because it is an unpaid position. They are usually busy with their day jobs. Because they don't attend these meetings, they have no legal expertise and don't really know how to provide the help their students need." The relocation of these committees made the situation worse. In 2021, the Ministry of Education moved them to different local branches of education offices. When a student wants to file a report, they have to do so within their own school and let them handle it internally. The school then decides if the case is too severe for them to handle and if it should be reported to the committees or not.
Some sets were so toxic that actors didn't even make it past day one before facing chaos and heartbreak. A lot of thought goes into the casting of a K-drama, but in some cases, the actors were so controversial or incompetent that they were just kicked out immediately. One actress who found herself in this situation is Park Hyun. She's pretty inexperienced and only had a supporting role in the drama The School Nurse Files when she was surprisingly chosen as the female lead for the series Alchemy of Souls in 2021. This was a high-budget drama with a lot of hype and years of production behind it, featuring famous names such as Lee Jae-wook, Oh My Girl's Aaron, and newest Min Yeon, so taking this role would have skyrocketed Hye-eun's career. However, this wasn't meant to be. She prepared hard for the role, and as the female lead, she was under a lot of pressure to put on a great performance. Despite her best efforts, the production team soon noticed that her acting skills were quite poor, and she wasn't improving at all. After a lot of discussion with the staff and the other members of the cast, it was determined that Hye-eun just wasn't skilled enough to take on such a role, and she was completely removed from the drama. Actors can be kicked out of their roles for many reasons, such as scandals and disagreements with the production team, but being removed because of poor acting skills was almost unheard of. Hye-eun was then replaced with the much more experienced Jung So-min, and Alchemy of Souls went on to become a huge success. Meanwhile, the career of Hye-eun struggled a lot after this incident, and since then, she only had a couple of minor roles. Now she has another opportunity to show that her acting skills have improved, as she's set to have a leading role in the upcoming series The Borrowed Body. Other actors instead had to leave the production of a drama because of a dispute with the production team, like Go Hyun-jung. In 2018, she was cast for the leading role in the series Return, and everything seemed to go well at first, as she completed filming some episodes. However, Hyun-jung started to feel like her character wasn't having enough screen time, and confronted the series director about this issue. This resulted in a huge fight, and according to some reports, Hyun-jung physically attacked the director, so she was immediately kicked out of the drama. The production team reported that the conflict was so intense that it was impossible for Hyun-jung to keep working on the series, and that she would be replaced with another actress. Hyun-jung's agency commented by saying that there was no physical confrontation, but that it was true that she had a verbal conflict with the director and shoved him, while other witnesses told reporters that she also kicked him. Hyun-jung was then replaced by Park Jin-hee, who filmed the remaining episodes. Despite the controversial incident, Hyun-jung's career wasn't hurt too much, and she was soon cast for other roles. Lee Na-eun instead was kicked out of a drama when she found herself involved in a scandal. After becoming popular as an idol and a member of the K-pop group April, she began her acting career, and it looked like she could be a new rising star in the industry. In 2021, she was set to have a major role in the series Taxi Driver, starring alongside established names such as Lee Jae-hoon and Isom. However, Na-eun suddenly saw this huge opportunity disappear in front of her eyes. The scandal exploded when a person claiming to be the brother of former April member Hyunju wrote an online post exposing the members of the group. According to him, Hyunju was harassed harassed for years by the other members of April, and because of this, she even tried to take her own life. Apparently, this was the reason she ultimately left the group. Soon afterwards, other people close to Hyunju made similar claims, adding that the members never apologized or showed any sign of remorse for their actions. April's company, DSP Media, released a couple of statements on the matter, basically denying all the allegations and threatening legal action against the people who spread the rumors. In the midst of the scandal, Na-eun was also accused of school violence, with a netizen claiming that she was once part of a group of delinquents who often harassed other students. Once again, DSP Media denied the allegations, but the damage was already done. Soon afterwards, the production company of Taxi Driver announced that Na-eun would be removed from the series and replaced by another actress, with all the scenes featuring Na-eun filmed again. Meanwhile, April collapsed under the weight of the scandal, with a confusing series of reciprocal accusations, denials, and legal actions between Hyunju and the members of the group. Na-eun only spoke about the controversy months later, denying all the allegations. Despite all the members always claiming their innocence, the group never returned to its activities and was disbanded in January 2022. Na-eun then took a long time off, and she returned to acting for the first time since Taxi Driver just this year, appearing in the series Flex X Cop. Another actor that was removed from a series due to a scandal is Kim Min-gui. After making a name for himself as a model, he appeared in a few acting roles and soon got cast for the series Nevertheless in 2021. He successfully filmed a few episodes, but while the series was airing, he became the center of a huge scandal. The controversy began when a person claiming to be Min-gui's ex-girlfriend wrote a post on a Korean online forum exposing his problematic behavior. According to the woman, they were in a relationship for 6 years, but throughout their time together, Min-gui kept going to nightclubs and cheated on her several times. She also added that Min-gui even violated the quarantine restrictions in order to cheat on her. Min-gui's agency responded to the claims, saying that he was sorry for his actions, but argued that he didn't violate his quarantine. After the scandal exploded, the production team of Nevertheless stated that the actor would be removed from his role, and the scenes featuring him in the already filmed episodes would be edited to reduce his appearances as much as possible. Min-gui's image was heavily damaged by the scandal, but he still tried to make a comeback, appearing in the series Narco Saints and the movie Green Knight. However, it seems like this wasn't enough to save his career, and he has almost completely disappeared from the world of entertainment. Kim Jong-hyun also had to leave a drama in the middle of filming, but for a much different reason. In 2018, he was starring in the series Time, when it was suddenly announced that he would be stepping down from his role as the male lead of the drama, apparently due to health concerns. According to a statement by his agency, Jung-hyun needed psychological and physical rest, and the production team commented by wishing him a speedy recovery, adding that the script was being edited to remove the character from the following episodes. It seemed just like an unfortunate event with no controversy behind it, but the truth only came out 3 years later. According to a person who worked on Time, Jung-hyun often complained to the production team that he didn't want to act in romantic scenes and had a huge argument with the staff about this issue. Jung-hyun's company then revealed that indeed he didn't leave the drama because of health reasons, but instead his attitude caused problems for the staff since the initial press conference, and this is what ultimately resulted in him being kicked out. Soon afterwards, new details on the issue came out, which revealed that he was actually being pressured by his then-girlfriend So Ye-ji to take out all the romantic scenes from the drama, so she became the center of the scandal. After taking some time off to recover from the scandal, Jung-hyun returned to acting in 2023. The actions of Lee So-won were even worse, as he wasn't only fired from his role, but also arrested. In 2017, he was regarded as a rising star in the world of Korean dramas, and his potential was so great that even industry insiders believed that he could reach the level of popularity of Park Bo-gum and Song Joong-ki. In 2018, he was cast for a supporting role in the drama About Time, which was supposed to be another step towards superstardom for him. However, just before the series began airing, he was charged with harassing and threatening an unnamed female celebrity. According to the police investigation, he was drinking together with the woman and then tried to kiss her without her consent. This resulted in an altercation that also involved the woman's boyfriend, and the police soon arrived at the scene. He kept causing problems, shouting and swearing at the officers, and was then arrested. Despite this, So-won kept silent about the incident and went on with filming the drama and participating in other activities until the news was revealed over a month later. After the news came out, So-won's agency confirmed that the reports were true and he apologized for the incident, but this wasn't enough. So-won was kicked out of a About Time, with the production team announcing that he would be replaced and that all the scenes he appeared in would be filmed again with another actor. At the time, Seohyun was also an MC for the TV show Music Bank and was immediately kicked out of that role too. At the trial, Seohyun admitted to the charges, but the trial is still ongoing. After this incident, his career in the world of entertainment completely ended, and it's unlikely that we will see him again on our screens. And it's not just firing. Sometimes the dangers on set led to shocking, life-changing accidents.
Unforeseen events often happen on set while filming, and it ends up in a tragedy, just like what happened in the drama The King of Tears, Lee Bang-won. The drama was aired from December 2021 until May 2022, but the staff involved have recently been charged with animal cruelty after a horse passed away due to a dangerous stunt scene. The issue started around January 2022 when the Korea Animal Welfare Association, or also known as KAWA, raised their concerns about animal cruelty during the filming of the drama. KAWA posted on their Instagram account footage of the incident that occurred while filming a scene in the drama that caused the horse to pass away. The association explained through its Instagram account that they have raised the allegation of animal cruelty once they secured a video from the filming of the drama. It was confirmed that the horse's hind legs were tied to a wire, which was pulled with much force while the horse was running, causing the horse to fall in a dangerous way. Both the horse and the actor were at risk of being severely injured. According to the video, staff members were seen running to aid and check on the condition of the actor, but no one was seen running to check if the horse was okay. Therefore, the association heavily criticized the carelessness of the staff members towards the helpless animal. Before hitting the ground, the horse flipped in the air, and once landed, the impact was all on its neck. The horse then is seen lying motionless while the staff runs to the actor and gives no aid to the horse despite what happened. The Korea Welfare Association continued to express how shocked they were at how the Korean Public Broadcast Company is still filming in this way in the year 2022. The association also pointed out that the incident reveals the issue of animal cruelty at the filming sites, which is an issue that's been continuously raised over the years. The association requested KBS to reveal the condition of the horse ASAP, and a few hours later, they received the news confirming that the horse in the video passed away a few days after the accident. KBS explained that the horse passed away due to complications from the injury during the filming. They also acknowledged that there were problems with the method of how they filmed the scene with the horse. In fact, after the episode released where the horse was seen falling, many netizens expressed their concern regarding the horse through the KBS viewers bulletin board. Netizens asked, "I saw the horse fall really badly in the episode. Is the horse alive? There is no way that horse can fall that way unless they forced it to fall that way. And what happened to the horse that was filmed on that day?" After the confirmation of the horse's status, netizens expressed their anger by posting through online communities and even started a Blue House petition asking all those involved in the filming and those responsible to be severely punished. The petition quickly garnered attention and received a total of 35,747 signatures. Some even took it further and went to the main actor, Joo Sang-wook's Instagram account to express their anger towards him as well. Many of these netizens criticized him for being negligent as well and asked for a proper explanation. Despite not being a part of the scene, Joo Sang-wook commented on the controversy. He stated, "My heart hurt. There was a lot of heartache. Even though I wasn't directly connected, as a lead actor, you can't say I didn't have any responsibility. Everyone feels sorry." Following the production's controversial incident, the drama took a break from broadcast for 2 weeks. A year after the incident, on February 2nd, 2023, the Korea Animal Welfare Association announced that formal changes had been filed and submitted to the prosecution. The director, martial arts director, horse rider team manager, and broadcaster KBS were all found guilty of violating the Animal Protection Act. In addition to punishing the broadcast corporation, the change of imposing a fine was also applied. A few of our favorite actors have also encountered some accidents while filming on set. Back in 2014, actor Seo Hyun suffered injuries twice while shooting his drama, The King's Face. In October, he was rushed to the hospital after his eye was hit while practicing an action scene. A stuntman accidentally hit his eye, which led to aches and swelling. A month after his eye accident, Seo Hyun once again encountered another accident while on set. Hyun sustained minor injuries on his nose while he was shooting scenes that involved some wires. Luckily, his nose and eye injury isn't that serious and was taken into action right away. Another case is Lee Seung-gi, who is known to have a lot of action-packed dramas and doesn't need any stunt double and does all the action scenes by himself. In 2014, Lee Seung-gi was injured while filming an action scene in his drama You're All Surrounded. While filming, his eye was stabbed by a prop knife. He was then immediately taken to the hospital and was diagnosed with anterior corneal damage and bleeding within the eye. Even after the accident, it was reported that Seung-gi wanted wanted to immediately return to filming after emergency treatment, but they advised him that he needed absolute rest for a full recovery. Otherwise, there may be more damage to his injury. But this isn't the only time Seung-gi encountered an accident on set. Back in 2013, Seung-gi was injured while filming his drama Gu Family Book. It was reported that his skin was ripped off the back of his hands while doing an action scene. It was a scene where Seung-gi and co-star Suzy were being attacked by a lot of assassins in the middle of the night. But despite his injury, Seung-gi didn't hold back and continued filming because he didn't want the staff to worry and wait for him. Even though he also received bruises all over his body and had unhealed injuries, he did not spare himself in filming the action scenes. Actress Moon Gun-young also suffered an eye injury while filming her drama Goddess of Fire Dongin. While shooting, a camera fell on her face and she was rushed to the emergency room. However, it was also claimed that Gun-young was being overworked with harsh filming schedules and non-stop working conditions of the drama, which also contributed to her injury in the first place. Her agency released a statement saying her eyes were getting swollen, leading to her halting of filming. She rested until the following day and was able to recover and return to filming again. But just 3 days after the announcement that Gun-young was fine, her agency had reported that the actress had to put her shooting schedule on hold. It appears that the impact of the accident caused serious swelling and bruising. As a result, all filming for the drama had been temporarily placed on pause for the time being. While filming for his movie 20, Kim Woo-bin suffered a knee injury. It was reported that Woo-bin even underwent a medical examination, including an MRI of his left knee at Dongbuk University Hospital. The MRI showed that the ligaments and cartilage in his knee are damaged, causing him to seek further treatment. After the 1-hour checkup, Woo-bin was moved to a clinic in Seoul and had more treatments. Because of the knee injury, Kim Woo-bin was not able to walk correctly, due to which he missed the press, took a break from work, and had bed rest for his recovery. Remember this scene in the drama Descendants of the Sun? Joong-ki's character was hospitalized after he was wounded, and he needed to wear an arm cast in the following episodes. Well, it turns out that the arm cast used by Captain Shijin wasn't a prop. Joong-ki needed to wear the cast due to a fracture and a torn ligament on his knee that needed 8 weeks of recovery. It was reported that while filming an action scene, he had his arm splinted, which resulted in canceling their filming schedules at that time. Although it was a severe injury, Joong-ki showed his determination and commitment to keep the shooting of the drama, and in the end, he managed to complete all shootings wearing a cast. The drama aired in 2016, but it was later revealed that Joong-ki suffered more injuries while filming. In November 2022, Joong-ki made an appearance on the show called Super Action in support of his friend Yoon Ki-hyun, who turns out to be his stunt double while shooting the drama Descendants of the Sun. During the interview with the production team, Joong-ki revealed that there were certain scenes in the drama where he can't personally act, even if he wanted to and tried his best. Those scenes include car chases, martial arts, and lots of other kind of action-related scenes. Joong-ki then continued praising his stunt double by stating that they were lucky that he was very good at his moves with agility, since at most times stunt doubles would make a move at their normal speed, and then the video editors will fast forward it so that it looks like they're doing their move quickly. But Ki-hyun's moves were already so fast that there was no need for the video editors to do that. Joong-ki recalled the time when he got a lot of injuries during the shoot, but one injury was so bad that he couldn't even walk at that time. Joong-ki then added, "If it wasn't for Ki-hyun, I wouldn't have been able to finish shooting Descendants of the Sun. He's a close friend of mine now." What are your thoughts on these accidents that happened on set? Let us know in the comments.
Tragedy and danger aside, some scandals single-handedly destroyed a show and everyone involved, like the one behind Seohyun and Taecyeon's drama. The new K-drama, The First Night with the Duke, initially had a lot of hype behind it, but even before it started to air, the show was rocked by an unbelievable scandal that might have doomed it to fail. The main reason why the show was much anticipated is that it features Seohyun of Girls' Generation and Taecyeon of 2PM in leading roles, and fans of Korean entertainment couldn't wait to see how they would interact as an on-screen couple. The series tells the story of a young college student nicknamed K and played by Seohyun, who suddenly wakes up inside her favorite historical romance novel. In her new life, she's now Cha Son-chek, a member of a wealthy family who plays a minor role in the novel. Living as Sun-chek, Kay spends a night with the handsome prince Lee Bon, played by Taecyeon, and the two start developing feelings for each other. Despite this, Sun-chek tries to connect Lee Bon with Cho Eun-ae, the real protagonist of the novel, aiming to make the two fall in love. However, the appearance of Sun-chek has changed the fate of the story, and no matter how hard she tries to restore the original plot of the novel, Lee Bon's affection always returns to her. This blend of romance and fantasy in a historical setting seemed promising at first, especially considering the stellar cast of the drama. Fans were very excited when Seohyun and Taecyeon were confirmed as the leading couple of the show in November November 2024. But soon afterwards, things started to go very wrong. The first signs that there were problems on the set came during the 2024 KBS Drama Awards ceremony, which was held on December 31st. Seohyun was one of the hosts of the event, and fans immediately became very concerned when she was seen using a cane to move around during the ceremony. Seohyun's agency responded to the fans' worries by explaining that she had sustained a leg injury while filming The First Night with the Duke and was receiving treatment. The agency added that Seohyun was still focusing on her recovery and would return to the set as soon as possible. Fans and colleagues of Seohyun praised her for her professionalism during the ceremony, but some expressed concern about the drama and working conditions on the set. Even though this was apparently just a minor incident, it was already quite worrying, but a few days later, things got much worse. On January 2nd, an architect named Min So-hong revealed that he had visited the site where The First Night with the Duke was being filmed and witnessed how the staff was damaging historic buildings, sparking a wave of public outrage against the production team of the show. The architect explained that the series was being filmed at the Byeongsan Sowon, a historic Confucian academy built during the 17th century and located near the city of Andong, which has been designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In his report, the architect revealed that when he visited the site on December 30th, he witnessed the technical staff of the drama hammering 5 nails into the pavilion's wooden pillars to hang 6 prop lanterns, leaving visible damage to the historic building. He also shared that he spotted several drama props scattered around the site and noticed that various other lanterns had already been attached to the pillars, which suggests that the building had previously sustained further harm due to the actions of the staff. Architect So-hong even added that he tried to stop the staff from damaging the site further, but they reacted angrily to his protests and continued without worrying about how much harm they were causing. He then stated that he visited the site again the following day, only to discover that the staff was still continuing to ruin the building, so he contacted the Cultural Heritage Department of Andong City to report the incident. Then he was shocked to discover that this kind of issue isn't uncommon, and in some cases, heritage sites had pillars or walls entirely dismantled just for filming purposes. The architect concluded by saying that while hammering a few nails into a wooden pillar might not seem a big deal, these historic buildings are very delicate, and even a minor alteration of the site might end up causing irreparable damage. According to a report released a few days later by the Andong City authorities, the nail marks left by the staff were 2 to 3 millimeters thick and about 1 centimeter deep, enough to leave visible traces on the historic building. As soon as the initial report by the architect was released, a representative from the Korean National Heritage Administration stated that they had indeed received a complaint about what was happening at the Byeongsan Sowon. They explained that while the production team had received permission to film at the site from the local government authorities, the staff had violated the permit conditions. The official continued by saying that the permit explicitly prohibited damage to cultural heritage, and the production team had clearly violated the agreement. They added that an investigation into the incident was still ongoing, but given the severity of the harm, they were considering filing legal action against the production team. According to Korean law, damaging a designated cultural heritage site can result in a prison sentence of up to 5 years or a fine of up to $34,000. After further inspection of the site, the local authorities of Andong City revealed that they had decided to file a formal legal complaint against the production team and were seeking help from experts to assess the necessary restoration work and what could be done to protect the site from sustaining more damage. These revelations sparked major public outrage in Korea, with many asking for accountability and stricter rules to protect heritage sites. KBS immediately apologized for the incident, acknowledging the gravity of the situation and promising to collaborate with authorities to confirm the exact details of the incident and determine how the site could be restored. Over the following days, it was revealed that KBS met with the Andong City authorities and officials of the National Heritage Administration to discuss the incident. Following this meeting, it was announced that The First Night with the Duke wouldn't air any footage filmed at the Byeongsan Sowon, including not only scenes filmed in the damaged area, but all footage taken anywhere on the site. Nevertheless, the police continued their investigation, and 3 members of the props department of the production team were officially referred to the prosecution for damaging cultural property. Meanwhile, the producers had to relocate elsewhere to film the show, which caused a large financial loss for the production team. As a direct consequence of what happened on the set of The First Night with the Duke on March 20th, the Korean Heritage Service introduced new guidelines for filming at heritage sites. According to the new provisions, all filming at historic sites has to be done with the presence of qualified safety personnel overseeing the shootings. Also, all production companies now have to submit a detailed filming plan and a formal pledge affirming a commitment to heritage protection. The new guidelines also explicitly prohibit hammering nails into wooden structures, including the pillars of heritage buildings, and introduce stricter civil and criminal responsibility for those who cause harm to historic sites. Meanwhile, it was reported that the restoration work at the Byeongsan Seohyun would take a long time and wouldn't start until 2026. Experts will need to observe the damage caused by the nails for at least a year, judging how the wood is going to react before deciding the extent of the restoration works needed. After these reports, things went quiet for some time, and as the airing date of the first episode approached, Seohyun and Taecyeon began discussing their experience filming the show. However, they only talked about some funny behind-the-scenes moments without commenting on the incidents that happened on the set. While discussing the show, Taecyeon recalled that he had to say some lines that were so cringy that he got goosebumps down his back. He also added that Seohyun didn't help him at all, as she kept teasing him for all the cringeworthy lines he had to say. Speaking more about their chemistry, both Taecyeon and Seohyun expressed their happiness about working with each other, saying that they exchanged opinions freely and they had great synergy on the set. However, public outrage was still strong and only became stronger as the release date of the show approached, so Seohyun and Taecyeon eventually had to address what happened on the set. Taecyeon stated that the incident was a wake-up call for both the staff and the cast, while Seohyun said that it must be ensured that nothing similar ever happens again at any historic site. After months of silence, the director of the show, Lee Wong-hee, also finally talked about the incident. He bowed his head before the press, apologizing for the damage caused to the historic site, acknowledging that the production team was fully responsible for what had happened. He then stated that all the footage filmed at the Byeongsan Seohyun was discarded and they completely revised their guidelines regarding filming at historic sites. He also said that the production team was consulting with experts to monitor the areas that had been affected. The director also confirmed that the production team was under investigation by the police. Because of this massive controversy, the hype for The First Night with the Duke faded, so expectations for the ratings of the first episodes were quite low. Instead, the show started out quite well, and while some criticized the plot as immature and cringeworthy, others have expressed excitement about how the show would progress. It remains to be seen if the series will be able to overcome its scandal and captivate viewers, or if the entire drama is already doomed to flop. But not every story ended in heartbreak. Some actors actually found love amidst the chaos, proving that even the darkest sets can hold unexpected surprises. Countless on-screen couples in K-dramas have captured the hearts of fans all over the world, but for some actors, their fictional love story later became a reality. The most recent case revolves around Kim Woo-sok and Kang Na-on, who both starred in the upcoming drama Social Savvy Class 101. In this series, Woo-sok is the popular student and an idol trainee who hides some secrets and becomes romantically involved with Na-on's character, who is a social misfit who knows everything about her classmates. The couple met while filming the series, and it seems like it was love at first sight, as they quickly developed feelings for each other and began dating soon after filming was completed. The news has been confirmed by Woo-sok's agency, which asked fans to support the two, while Na-on's agency still hasn't commented on the matter. The series hasn't aired as of October 27th, so we don't know how their romance pans out during the show, but knowing that Woo-sok and Na-on are dating for real, people are now even more curious about seeing their interactions. While some viewers of the show believe that they're doing this just to promote the show, others think that it's pretty normal for relationships to blossom after working together so much. Gong Min-jung and Jung Jae-ho are another couple that fell in love while filming a drama this year. They both starred in the series Marry My Husband, where they played supporting roles as a married couple. Fiction soon became reality for them as the two began dating not long after they finished filming the series. The news of their relationship was confirmed by Min-jung in August, and she also shared that she already knew Jae-ho before meeting him again while filming the drama. She revealed that they were already friends, but apparently acting as a married couple made both of them realize that they had feelings for each other. The couple has already tied the knot, holding their wedding in a private ceremony this past September, which was attended by several actors, including many who have also starred in Marry My Husband. Both Min-jung and Jae-ho have talked about their relationship, expressing their gratitude and their love for each other, so it's obvious that fans are really happy for them. However, not all couples who fall in love on set end up staying together, and in fact, many have later broken up. This was the case for Lee Sung-kyung and Nam Joo-hyuk, who starred as the leading couple in the 2017 drama weightlifting fairy Kim Bok-joo. They actually already knew each other, as they had worked together on some modeling gigs years earlier, and they both starred in the series Cheese in the Trap. However, acting as a couple in weightlifting fairy Kim Bok-joo is what really sparked their love, as they were often hugging and kissing while filming. Seeing their interactions in the drama, fans soon began speculating that they were dating for real, and their relationship was confirmed in April 2017. However, their love story didn't last long, and by the following August, they had already broken up. Apparently, they started to grow apart from each other due to their busy schedules, but the exact reason behind the breakup wasn't revealed since it was deemed a personal matter. One of the most famous cases of a couple forming on set and then breaking up revolves around Song Joong-ki and Song Hye-kyo. Their love story began in 2015 when they were filming the drama Descendants of the Sun, in which they acted as a military officer and a surgeon who developed feelings for each other. As the series aired, fans grew to love the on-screen couple, and when Joong-ki and Hye-kyo were spotted together in various locations, people started speculating that they were dating for real. The rumors were denied several times, but then it was suddenly revealed that not only were they dating, but also that they were about to get married. A close friend of the couple revealed that they fell in love with each other while filming Descendants of the Sun, and they began dating soon afterward. They apparently didn't hide the relationship at all from their friends and family, and everyone around them knew about it. However, they didn't want the news to be reported to the media, as they preferred to announce their relationship themselves. Joong-ki and Hye-kyo tied the knot in October 2017 in a luxurious ceremony attended by several celebrities. Everything seemed to suggest that the couple was going to last, but rumors about a possible breakup began to circulate after Hye-kyo was seen without her wedding ring. Indeed, in June 2019, it was shockingly revealed that the two had filed for divorce not even 2 years after their wedding. Rumors and speculation about the reasons behind the split ran wild over the following months, especially because Joong-ki said just a few weeks earlier that he was emotionally stable and nothing had changed in the relationship with his former wife. Hye-kyo's agency released a statement saying that the breakup was caused by a difference in personality, which the pair wasn't able to overcome. Sometime later, it was revealed that it was Joong-ki who filed for divorce, and he apparently did so without even telling Hye-kyo at all. No further details were given, so we still don't know what really happened between them, but there have been rumors that Joong-ki might have had an affair with his makeup artist. An even more controversial case is the story of Hyeri and Ryu Jun-yeol. They met while filming the drama Reply 1988 together in 2015, playing the roles of two childhood friends who grew up in the same neighborhood. While the series was airing, fans loved the interactions between them, and many wanted to see them as a real couple. They soon started to post pictures together and comment on each other's posts online, so rumors about a possible relationship between them started to circulate. After months of speculation, in August 2017, Jun-yeol's agency confirmed that he was indeed in a relationship with Hyeri. Apparently, even their co-stars from Reply 1988 were surprised by the news, but fans were over the moon, and Jun-yeol and Hyeri became one of the most beloved couples in Korean entertainment. Over the following years, they discussed their relationship multiple times, sharing their happiness and their affection for each other to the delight of fans worldwide. So, fans were completely shocked when it was suddenly announced that they had broken up in November 2023 after more than 6 years together. While everything had seemed perfect on the surface, netizens soon discovered that Hyeri had previously made various comments that suggested that her relationship with Jun-yeol was struggling, and a source close to the pair stated that they actually broke up in February 2023. Distance and busy schedules were given as reasons behind their breakup. However, their split became much more controversial when Jun-yeol was spotted with Han So-hee, and they soon confirmed their relationship. This led to a whole series of scandals with a ton of controversial posts and comments online, which sparked a lot of discussion among netizens, with many blaming So-hee for causing the split between Hyeri and Jun-yeol. However, after So-hee and Jun-yeol broke up, members of the public started to attack attack Hyeri instead, accusing her of causing the breakup between the two. Now, the once beloved love story between Hyeri and Yeol is well and truly over, and it seems like both of them just want to move on. However, other love stories have instead remained stable over the years. The most notable case of a couple who fell in love on set is surely the story of Hyun and Son Ye-jin. Now one of the most popular couples in the world of Korean entertainment, their entire love story feels like it was destined to happen, as Ye-jin herself has said multiple times. The two first met in 2014 when they both attended an awards show and shared a few moments together on stage. Curiously, they were even seated next to each other during the entire event. They only met again in 2017 when they filmed the movie The Negotiation, their first project together. This was an action thriller, but they still had a lot of fun filming it, as they were seen joking with each other on set and spending time together. After the movie became a success, Hyun confessed that he wished to work with Ye-jin again. His wish was granted soon afterward, as they became the leading couple in the hit drama Crash Landing on You, which was filmed in 2019. The on-screen couple was beloved by fans all over the world, and many viewers began thinking that they would make a great romantic pair in real life too. Soon, rumors of a possible relationship between them began to circulate, but they denied everything multiple times. However, they couldn't hide their relationship anymore, and on January 1st, 2021, Dispatch confirmed that Hyun and Ye-jin were dating for real. Apparently, they began their romantic relationship in March 2020, soon after Crash Landing on You aired its final episode. After confirming the news, the couple has been very open about their love, sharing a lot of pictures together and talking about their feelings for each other. They announced their marriage in February 2022 and held a private but lavish ceremony the following month. They welcomed their first child the following November, and now they're living a happy life as a family. Behind every K-drama are stories even wilder than the ones on screen, full of chaos, heartbreak, and sometimes unexpected love. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories from behind the scenes.